Dear students, hope you are doing well these days. Today, I am going to explain the grammar lesson past of be. In today's lesson, students should be able to identify the form and the use of the verb to be in the past tense, use the past of be in affirmative and negative statements, form yes-no questions and WH questions on the past of verb to be. First, let's start by displaying the following sentences to identify the subject and the verb in each one. I was at a movie yesterday. I is the subject pronoun and was is the verb. He is the subject pronoun and was is the verb. She is the subject pronoun and was is the verb. It is the subject, was is the verb. There is the subject, where is the verb. There is the subject and was is the verb. You is the subject and where is the verb. They is the subject and where is the verb. Now let's ask, when did the state of the verb in each sentence take place? The state of the verb in each sentence took place in the past tense, since was and were are used in the past tense to refer to a past factual state. As we see in these sentences, we have the verbs was and were. Was and were are the past of the main verb be. They are used when we want to refer to a past factual state. Also, time expressions such as yesterday, ago, and last help us figure out that these verbs are in the past. So, when do we use the verb to be? The verb be is used to express a past factual state. For example, in this photo, we have a man who was short, and this was a past factual state, whereas he is tall now. Now, let's see how the verb be is formed in the past tense. The verb to be has two main forms, was and were in the past tense. We want to see now when we use was and when we use were. If the subject is singular, it takes was. If the subject is plural, it takes were. Singular subject pronouns such as I, he, she, it are followed by was, whereas plural subject pronouns such as we, you, and they are followed by were. Negative statements. How are negative statements formed with the verb to be in the simple past tense? Let's read the following sentences. I was not at a movie yesterday. He was not in London in 2009. She was not sick last week due to flu. It was not sunny 2 days ago. There were not a lot of projects in grade 6. There was not a plan to save water. You were not at home yesterday. They were not at the movies last week. What we notice in these sentences is the use of not after the verb be, was, and were. So, in order to form negative statements, we have to use be plus not. The contractions of was not and were not are wasn't and weren't. Now let's see how yes-no questions are formed with the past of be. First, let's have a look at the first statement here. I was at a movie yesterday. As we have said before, I is the subject and was is the verb of be. In order to form the yes-no question, we have to flip the subject and the verb, so that the yes-no question begins with was or were, as in the case here. Was I at a movie yesterday? The same here is followed. He was in London in 2009. We replace the verb with the subject and the subject with the verb, so that we have the question that begins with was. Was he in London in 2009? She was sick last week. Was she sick last week? Was it sunny 2 days ago? Were there a lot of projects last year? Were you at home yesterday? So to form yes-no questions here, we want to begin the yes-no question with either was or were, depending on the subject, whether it's singular or plural. How do we form the affirmative and negative short answers with past of be? In the affirmative, we usually begin with yes. Yes, I was. Was I at a movie yesterday? Yes, I was, because affirmative means yes. Negative means no. No, I wasn't. Of course, in the negative, we have to add not. Was he in London in 2009? Yes, he was. No, he wasn't. Was she sick last week? Yes, she was. No, she wasn't. Was it sunny 2 days ago? Yes, it was. No, it wasn't. Were there a lot of projects last year? Yes, there were. No, there weren't. Were you at home yesterday? Yes, I was. No, I wasn't. WH questions. WH questions ask for information. They can't be answered with a yes or no. Let's look at the following sentences where you have to form WH question on the red parts. I was at a movie yesterday. At a movie here is a place, so I should use the WH word were. Where were you yesterday? The WH word must be followed by the verb be, was or were, and the subject, then the complement of the sentence to form the question. He was in London in 2009. We want to form a question so that the answer is the subject he. So we use the WH word who. Who was in London in 2009? Of course, we don't here include the subject because we are asking about him. She was sick last week due to flu. Due to flu here is a cause or a reason. So why is used to ask that question. And it must be followed by verb be. Why was she sick? It was sunny 2 days ago. Sunny here shows how it was, so I must choose how. How was it 2 days ago? It was sunny. There were a lot of projects last year. A lot of projects here is an object, so I ask by what? What were there last year? So, as we notice here, the WH word must be followed by the verb of be in the past, which is either was or were, then the subject, then the complement of the sentence to form the WH question. I wish you all the best, good health, joy, and prosperity. Thank you.
Now, it is time for you to practice what you learned. So, do exercises A, B, C, D and E on practice book pages 147, 148, and 149. Don't forget to read the rules on page 146 and refer to them whenever you need. Work well.